What's poppin'? Welcome back to FNS Podcast. We here on this good Wednesday. And y'all gonna
Yeah,
hear this on a Thursday.
yeah, yeah.
hmm
We had a brief little interruption, but we back at it.
Yeah, it
Um,
is what it is. What do they call it? Act of God.
well, nah,
That's what they be calling it.
nah. That's different. That's different. Like when you got without going into detail, when man-made materials break down without no like things that shouldn't happen, then that's not what they really call an act of God. Act of God is like that's like when they say stuff like hurricanes come and hit
hmm
and it destroys like the whole city or whatnot.
Right.
That's that's when the insurance companies don't like to cover you for what you pay for, and they call it an act of God, and they say, yeah, we don't insure acts of God.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's just another crooked way for mankind to blame stuff on God. So
All
it is what it is.
right. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah. So what we hitting? You
So
want the Bad Bunny in them Super Bowl and all that?
first and foremost, talking about the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So the Super Bowl, the Seattle Seahawks is the champions. Uh, it wasn't the most entertaining Super Bowl for a lot of people. Um, but that's because it was a defensive struggle. Um, both defenses pretty much showed up for work. They both handled business. It's just that one team's offense actually had something going to where they can at least kick field goals, because the kicker accounted for the first 12 points that they scored.
So let me ask you this. Because people, it's like, okay, so if nobody played defense, then that'd be a problem too, right? Because a lot of
No,
people was complaining about the Super Bowl. That's all people were saying was boring. All that the people I know who I didn't watch it personally, you know what I'm saying? But the people
that's
I know who watched it, they like this was boring, snooze fest, all that. You know what I mean?
that's because you know that's part of the reason why the NFL, I guess you could say, changed the style of play and the way the game is played. They want people to enjoy a show, and that means scoring a lot of points, a lot of big plays. Not that it can't be any defense, but they want the majority of the big plays. The quarterback throwing it 70 yards down the field, wide receiver mossing folks, running back just juking folks out the way. Like that's what it wants. And the days of the steel curtain Pittsburgh Steelers, the Ray Lewis and Ed Reed Baltimore Ravens, the 85 Bears, all of that, like the days of those teams under these rules and under these uh uh under these office, like the Roger Goodell and all of them, those days are gone. Those days are gone, and they probably ain't gonna never come back, because they keep changing the rules to favor the offense, and that eliminates the style of play of those players from the past.
Mm-hmm.
There is, like, if you notice, there is no Ray Lewis's in this NFL.
No, no, it's
Like
not.
like it's no longer a danger zone to be a wide receiver coming across the middle.
Yeah, that's facts. But I mean, you can't please people. So I mean, it is what it is.
And they just gonna look out for their money anyway. So no, but yeah, so but anyways, given the circumstances, because both teams have to deal with it. Given the circumstances, the Seahawks showed up for work. That's who I was pulling for to more so win. Not that I cared, but that's who I like more players on the Seahawks than I like on the Patriots. I do like Mike Vrabel though.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Mike Vrabel though. Mike Vrabel is a good coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like him. But yeah, so Seahawks won They hosted the trophy. The funny thing is, I was looking at the top free agents going into this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the free agents is the MVP of the Super Bowl, the running back, Kenneth Walker from out of Michigan State.
It would make sense to resign him, right? I mean, like, right? Like, I mean, you wouldn't just want him to leave, would you? I mean,
with what the NFL has done to the running back position, if he wants to make a big paycheck, he might scout the land.
So you don't think he want to run it back to defend his title?
I'm not saying that he don't want to. I'm just saying that he may want to go for a better financial decision situation.
So somebody else will pay him more other than the team he's on?
Potentially. Not saying that won't happen, but potentially yes. Because the running back position has gotten devalued over time.
Wouldn't they just franchise tag him?
If they do that, then that means they got to pay him market value, which is, that could be 10, 11 million per year, maybe. Depending on what happened with the number, because the Giants went through this same situation two seasons ago. Right. You know, with Saquon Barkley. And they was trying to sound smart, saying that do we want to pay a running back, what was it, 10, 11 million per year? But he's elite. When healthy, he's probably the best running back. The only one that probably gives him a run for his money, in my opinion, is Bijan Robinson, and then after him is probably McCaffrey. But outside of that, it's like they don't like paying running backs no more.
Well,
so the running back who won the MVP for the Super Bowl and one of the starting edge corners, Tariq Woolen, he's set to be a free agent too. So they gonna have to. It's gonna be interesting to see what they decide to do, because theoretically they still can pay them. They have the money to. They're fourth in the league in cap space.
Right. So you should want to run it back. It's only right to run it back.
They can pay them, but some teams be on that stuff to where they just be like, yeah, I don't want to pay that much to them. I feel like we can replace them with draft picks and stuff like that.
Your Sonny's won a championship, man. Like, come on, man. You're supposed to run it back.
What more do you want? That's what I said. What more do you want? But anyway, so yeah, that was just the interesting nugget with them. But we know there's been there's been much louder noise about the Super Bowl, more so for the halftime show.
Yeah, Bad Bunny. Now, did you watch that?
Yes, I did.
I seen a little bit of it, and I didn't watch it for my own reasons. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, and it's not because the whole Spanish stuff, which I still think don't make any sense, because it's like, well, I mean, where is he from? Puerto Rico, or was it?
Yes, Puerto Rico.
So that's part of America now. So I mean, technically, it's fair. It's fair play.
United States has been a part of America. They just are not a state.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has been part of the United States. They're just not a state. They're considered like U.S. territory. So if you go there, it's going to be very similar to being in the States, but they still got their own.
They got their own stuff. Like, it is what it is. We was there. So I mean, I didn't watch it for the reasons I know of, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not about to be pump faking. You know what I mean? But some people say it was good. It was like split down the middle. You had some people saying it was fire, and you had some people saying it was whack, and you had people being racist. So,
well, I'm gonna tell you this much. I'm gonna tell you this much, and I haven't talked about it a lot amongst the everyday people that I bump into, but from what I've seen and what they like to advertise right now, the most of the people that don't like it are from the heavy sporting American flag folks. I know exactly.
You ain't saying the word, but I know where you going with this. I know exactly where you going with this.
the rednecks.
Yeah, I was about to, hey, exactly.
The rednecks, the rednecks,
beer drinking, you know what I'm saying?
They the main ones. Now I have came across a couple of slides where I have seen other black folks expressing their dislike, but even the majority of the black folks that I've seen that reacted to it, they enjoyed it. A whole lot of people reacted to it and said the same thing. I don't understand the word he's saying, but this whole thing, like the production is on point. Yeah. It's a vibe. It's dope that he's showing the culture and stuff like that. Because I was watching it with my pop and some of my other family and whatnot and friends, and you know, me being half Puerto. No, I was down in Florida.
Oh, you was for Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. So me being half Puerto Rican, and then my dad being the full blood, I refer to him. I'll be like, hey, is he repping this right? Like, is he doing everything right? And he was like, yeah, he doing it right. I mean, now some of them it's funny because even some Puerto Ricans didn't understand fully what he was saying because the way he talks, it's kind of like he has a different slur or way of saying the words. But the thing was that he put on display Puerto Rican culture. And if you look at the whole halftime show, there's layered messages throughout his show.
His messages are. That's why I ain't watch it. You know what I'm
saying? Well, I mean, it's
like straight
up. I don't know what exactly you getting at with it, but
the ritualistic stuff, man. The symbolism. I'm good.
Oh well, I mean, for him, I didn't get that. It was more so the message of like this is our culture. We want to protect our culture, or we want to show you our culture.
Right.
And the only message that he was giving off was like to conquer the hate with love. Conquering hate with love. And there was a really dope part to his performance where he was shouting out all the Spanish and Caribbean countries, and he brought out all their flags and stuff like that.
I seen that part.
Yeah, like you had the Jamaican flag, the Bahamian flag, Puerto Rican flag, Cuban flag, all of those flags, because those kind of things mean a lot to people. I don't really care too much about the sport and the flags part, but on that national stage, that's how people are going to recognize him shouting them out outside of just saying their country name. Yeah. But there was a couple of dope nuggets in there because he brought out the original Puerto Rican flag, which was like, if you look at the Puerto Rican flag now, it has that kind of darker blue that you see featured in the United States American flag.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this, but like since he did this and people been like bringing stuff to light, I learned this. But like back when like the United States and all of them other powers that be was fighting over land and countries and whatnot, Puerto Rico's original flag was with like baby blue instead of that dark blue. But the United States essentially made them change it to the dark blue so that way they can remain their own country but still be a part of America. So, and I'm sure there's some back story to all of that stuff. I'm giving very surface. And then there was a part in the performance where he went up to like an old lady's like store or something like that, and he like got like a shot and he like drunk it. Not that it really was a shot, but he just gave the look like he was drinking a shot or something like that. And I found out like that's a historic woman. Like the actual lady was there. That was an actual historic woman that she lives in New York. She has her own like store or something like that. And the city has been trying to get rid of her. Like by trying to buy her out and stuff like that. And she refused to sell her property. And they've been doing this multiple times. And so she's kind of like a historical figure for Puerto Ricans in New York. I don't know how true that is, but that's what was told, what I seen. And then the biggest one was he brought his Grammy that he won, one of his Grammys that he won, to the performance, and he gave it to a little boy. And the little boy was 5 years old, and what made that unique was he was just detained by ICE like not too long ago.
Oh, okay.
And he's 5 years old.
Detained by ICE.
Yes. Because you know how ICE
at 5?
Yes. Because you know how ICE been, they've been really crazy.
I know they've been bugging out. You know what I'm saying? They've been wilding.
And which was another thing that I seen that, folks was betting and wagering that ICE was going to arrest Bad Bunny himself at the Super Bowl performance or after this performance or something like that, which is crazy enough. But the people that already hated it before they even gave it a chance to do anything, they had their own side halftime show. I don't know if you heard about that.
I seen those. I mean, this is all low key. This is all whatever.
Say it. You can say it.
Silly, man. Like, honestly, this is silly. In my opinion, all of it. Like, him performing. Do I find it being a big deal? I care more about the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's personally, I don't really care who performs. I care about the game. Like, that's the Super Bowl, the halftime show, 15 minutes?
13. His performance time is like 13 minutes.
Right. So, I mean, you got people, what I don't like what they done with this, though I didn't watch Super Bowl this year, that's just, what I mean, whatever. But you got all these people who don't even watch football, don't know nothing that's going on. They tune in for the halftime show. People going, and it's like, dog, do you even know what's going on with the game?
Right, yeah. Which is, I feel you on that.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that. And the whole reason why the NFL is doing what they doing, though, with the halftime shows, is it because of the show In Living Color? Because back when, before the Super Bowl halftime show used to be this big event, the halftime show really sucked. Like, it was like one of those things where you get up and you make sure you go to the concession stands and you go get you, it was, if you've been to an NFL game, think of that.
Right.
Think of that. But in Living Color, they took advantage of that marketing wise, and they put on a big concert, and they seen that people was tuning in to that to make sure they seen it. And the NFL peeped game, and they was like, oh, okay, well, we're going to turn this into a whole event in itself. And we're going to start having folks perform. And so when that happened, I think the very first one that they had to perform was Michael Jackson. And then it just kept on going from there.
I mean, look, this big fuss is to me silly. I just think it is. I mean, it's like, yeah, but I mean, okay, he performed, like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's my whole view of it. What y'all gonna do about it? That's my question. When people get on the internet and start airing all these grievances, what are you gonna do about it? He's still gonna get on the stage and perform, and you still gonna watch.
Right. And it does a lot for the people for the artist that performs, it does a lot for them because it introduces them to the biggest audience that I guess you could say could tune in and see something at one time, because everybody knows how big the game is of the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is the most watched sporting event in the world, I want to say. I'm not 1,000% sure on that, but I believe it's the most watched event in the world. And so with that, because Bad Bunny, I believe he was the number one streamed artist going into this, right? So he was the number one streamed artist going into this. But after that Super Bowl performance, like, his streams and everything done shot up. He's got the most viewed halftime show in NFL history. So, I mean, look, at the end of the day, if you don't like it, the best part about it is done. It's over with. It only took up 13 minutes. You could have you could have got up, went to the bathroom, and came back out, and they would have been kicking off the third quarter. You know what I'm saying? So it just it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, it's a shame. Some things are rooted in racism, but we ain't gonna get all into that.
Yeah, that's just yeah.
That's not what we here for. But you know, we just need to say something about it because this is the hottest thing on the block right now, and it just happened. The Super Bowl is important, and we want to primarily we want to acknowledge the champions.
Yeah. So big salute to the Seahawks for winning.
Right. Yeah. Big salute to the Seahawks. Yeah. But yeah. So now what we here for is coming up to this NBA All-Star Weekend.
And that's this weekend, right?
I think.
So I got
I think it's next weekend.
Okay. I mean, I'm not. It's not. Listen, the All-Star. When's the last time you really tuned into the All-Star Weekend for real?
Man, look,
you know what I'm saying? On some real stuff, like really sat down, locked in on it.
Like I haven't tuned into an All-Star game. I want to say in 5 years. I haven't looked at the All-Star game. Like the last time that I really looked at the All-Star game was when Aaron Gordon got played in the dunk contest.
Okay, you watched the game or dunk contest?
I watched the dunk contest. I kind of stopped watching the game because I don't care for just the la-di-da and up and down the court and just let's just try this alley-oop. Let's try this alley-oop.
I agree with you. I got the rosters pulled up. I thought it was East and West. It's called USA Stars versus USA Stripes, and you got World. Hold on, wait a second. So are they doing this tournament style or something? What we doing?
I don't know. They keep changing the format.
Because you got USA Stars, USA Stripes, and you got World, which is all the foreigners. Jamal Murray, he's Canadian, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so Karl-Anthony Towns, what's he, Mexican?
Karl-Anthony Towns is Dominican,
okay. All right, so let's run down this USA Stars roster. I'm going to go down these rosters. Now, I wish they would just do East versus West, but whatever. You know what I mean? So USA Stars, you got Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker, K represent, Jalen Duren represent, Ant-Man, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Johnson, Tyrese Maxey, and Coach JB Bickerstaff. Do you have any discrepancies with those names?
So, you know, I can't necessarily say for sure because, like I said, I haven't really been paying attention to the NBA much this year. I actually been starting to watch more games in the past couple of weeks. I've been actually trying to tune in to catch what I can. Chet Holmgren being there, it just rings to me like we could do better. But I don't want to hate on him if he's been actually playing well. But I feel like if we talking all-stars, like it should be rewarded to the best players of the season, correct?
This seems like it's too many all-star. I'm just being honest. Because, I mean, you got the world team added to this. So it's like you got a lot of people like, okay, so let's go stripes. You got Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Steph, KD, Ingram, Brian, Kawhi, Donovan Mitchell, and Norman Powell. Norman Powell got up in there.
They ain't got no bigs. Nobody.
No, they don't. They sure don't.
There ain't no bigs there. Like, what is
anybody going to the paint though? Is they?
What is? I mean, that's normally what they want. I mean,
the world team frying them 100%. I'm saying, like, you go to world, we got Giannis, Denis the guy for the Blazers, bro. I'm saying
he actually can ball though.
I know he cold. You know what I'm saying? Luka, Shea, Nikola, Jokic, Jamal Murray, Sengun, Pascal. This is a big team, bro. Karl-Anthony Towns and Wemby. This is a big team, dog. All of them.
Yeah, they will. If it comes like if those three teams are facing off against each other, if they like serious, though Team World can dominate pretty easy.
That's a big team, bro.
Team World can dominate. Now, the only thing that could stop them from winning is if I'm looking at this, is if one of the Stars and the Stripes team just lights them up from the three.
Yeah, I mean,
like having Steph Curry, we already know that that's an atomic bomb waiting to drop.
Is he hurt, or is he?
I don't know. I see that. Oh yeah, he is hurt.
He's an injury replacement for Steph. Ingram's a replacement for Steph. So yeah,
Brandon Ingram. Okay, yeah. I ain't mad at that. I mean, I guess Ingram has been playing pretty good this season. You know, like he's found a home over there in Toronto. But yeah, man. Like, I mean, I'm done with the shenanigans, man. Like, I'm really done with the shenanigans. Like, I don't really care for all the different changes that they've been having to the All-Star game. Listen, look, no matter what they do, the only way the All-Star game is going to get fixed is if when those players step out on that floor, they actually try. They actually try to play, and they actually play basketball. They actually play defense. But because I don't think that this is necessarily the players' fault doing this. Or
yeah, it is. They playing.
Well, no, I mean, you got to think about who the dudes behind the scenes telling them, look, we can't afford to let you get hurt just to try to play in some all-star game. We need you for the playoff push, and we need you for the playoffs and potentially the championship run.
That sounds a bit hypocritical if y'all betting. So
right.
I mean, what that
do
mean?
they bet on the all-star game?
No, I'm just saying, talking about, I need you for this when y'all that's very hypocritical coming from teams who tank. Okay?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear that.
But like if you the Celtics and you looking at Jaylen Brown, is you telling him, all right, you can play, but don't give it your all?
You know what, man? I don't want to sound like a boomer, right? But if you look at the All-Star game in the 90s, they was balling out there, dog. There wasn't and those
in the early 2000s.
They was balling out there for real. Like they was, you know. So what?
Listen,
there's no
I
excuse.
Hear you.
No excuse.
I hear you.
No excuse.
I hear. But what I'm saying is that was before every single player started having this my brand thing added on to them.
You can get injured at any moment, bro. Like it's just
right.
what it is. Like I mean, so if that's the point, don't let them play then.
You're right. That's why I'm saying they need to just scratch this or move it to after the season is over.
Like the Pro Bowl?
How the Pro Bowl used to be when they used to actually like play somewhat football. They would do it after the season is over. This way, the teams, they don't got to worry about none of their players getting really hurt, that it's going to cost them some time they missing the play. No, like this was done. Like we seen in the NFL, we seen Sean Taylor knock clean out the punter for trying to scramble. Knocked him out clean, like froze him.
You should. That's violating if you're trying to scramble as the punter, bro.
Well, yeah, I mean, he did some kind of fake punt thing. He did some kind of fake punt. Sean Taylor came up, lit him up, and he literally froze on the ground for like 2 or 3 seconds, and then he came back to and got up and went and like dapped up Sean Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, look, right. So if you want the players to play hard, it seems to me like the NBA has let business impact the game too much.
You know how the All-Star game's supposed to look? You remember them? You see how them LA Fitness runs be looking with the pros, and they be balling. So it's okay for them to go wild out in LA Fitness and do what they do. They be balling in there too.
But that's in the off season. That's in the off season.
Though. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they can get hurt in the off season.
You're right. You're right. But if they get hurt in the off season, most of the time it's not going to be that serious. And if they do get hurt, it's like, okay, well, you just sit down and chill for a couple of weeks, you'll be fine.
You can tear your Achilles playing basketball anytime.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So
you're right.
But you know what I mean? Like, because I think Jason Williams said he had a love of the game thing in his contract. He said that.
Right, yes, he did.
He could play anywhere he want to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
right.
There's no listen, the All-Star game is supposed to be the best of the best playing basketball. The best of the best. Not no halfway nothing. They supposed to be out there showing it off, doing what they do.
But we already know that hasn't been the case for over a decade now. That hasn't been the case for over almost 20 years.
The last great All-Star game, I think, was like 2002.
No, it was like
Stephon Marbury game. Remember when he hit them 2 threes?
Yeah, but I'm saying the last really good one, because when the Pistons had that team where it was like the whole starting lineup made the All-Star game, and they were shutting down the West. That was like
04, 05.
Yeah, so like that was like the last time that we seen teams like still trying to like win and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Still trying to win. Like, it used to be a pride thing for the East to play against the West, and because people used to always hate on or like talk down on the East, like y'all ain't got nothing over there, which is team wise is true, but from individual players wise, it wasn't.
No, right, but the West always was running stuff.
Right, the West was always running stuff. It used to be that kind of a pride going into this. And look, players let business. It's not okay. So blame goes to the players, and
a lot of it does. They playing.
Listen, some blame goes to the players, and some blame goes to the Adam Silver and the business of what he cares about. Because, I mean, hasn't it been shown clear enough that Adam Silver's priority is not the product on the court?
I don't know what this brother's stuff, to be honest, bro. Like, Adam Silver, I feel like, honestly, and I don't know if it's just him, but it's like the league is just so cookie cutter. Like, look, man, the league is not the same. Like, that's why you need structure and order. You can't be friends players. I mean, you can't be friends with the players or try to be liked by everybody, because it's not going to work. Like, the thing is, Adam Silver ran things with an iron fist, all right? And he wasn't playing no games.
David Stern.
David Stern. He played no games. If you hear people talk about David Stern, they're like, hey, David Stern was not with the nonsense, dog, like, at all. Like, it was consequences, repercussions, you know what I mean? And with Adam Silver, this guy, I don't know what he's doing, but
Adam Silver's priority is business.
But David Stern, the NBA was with David Stern, the NBA was popping still. It was endorsement still, all that good stuff.
It was all the good stuff, but Adam Silver, his thing was, okay, let's make more and let's make it a global product. Let's focus on making it global. And
it was already going there.
And it was already going there, because you had T-Mac getting love in China. Allen Iverson was getting love in China.
Once it came through, it was like really like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Right. Yeah, but Adam Silver was like, okay, well, let's speed this up.
Yeah, but dog, come on, look what he did to the game. The game is terrible. I mean, look, I hate the bash, like, because I do feel like I do agree with I guess there's a thing where Charles Barkley was complaining about getting airtime on ESPN, which I'm not surprised that they getting buried, because that was competition, right? But and then talk all that trash. But in a nutshell, from what I understand, the higher ups don't like the fact that inside the NBA makes fun of the players, and they say no other league does this except the NBA. Talk about how bad the product is. It's not good for business, right? Okay, fine. I get that, but look at what the product is.
Right.
I mean,
see,
you
but
know what I'm saying? Like, what you want me to speak positively about something I'm watching?
Right. Exactly. See, but like, if you factor in the influence of how they want the game to be played, and you compare it to the way things used to be and how the game was played, think about how many players that they try to market or force market that won't be as big as they are now back then. Because like, okay, so let's just say I'm gonna just shoot right here, shoot this name out here, Steph Curry.
Okay.
Steph Curry, you can say he was a big influence on the league shifting towards let's shoot threes. Not that they didn't.
Yes.
Not that they didn't shoot threes before, but now that's the focus. We want y'all shooting threes. We want y'all shooting threes. Now, had Steph Curry came into the league in that era prior, in the 2000s, where if you go to the paint, you still getting up off the floor if you a small guard, where the technology is not as advanced to help your ankles not have the problems that you had.
Yeah, he was having the bad problems.
Would Steph Curry still be Steph Curry? Chef Curry.
Listen, I agree with you. I'm just saying, we all know what's up when it comes to Steph, and we know that the rules
help
benefit him a whole lot. Like, we not going, anybody who want to cap and say that's not the case is you don't watch the game. Like, you didn't watch the game before to sit there and say some mess like that, Steph. Because initially when he first came into the league, he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, laying like that. You know what I mean? Like, he almost was about to, you know what I mean?
Well, he almost. I think that he still showed potential to like still be a good player and whatnot. It just wasn't to the trajectory of what it became.
He wouldn't have been. Listen, with the rules, he wouldn't have been who he is if it weren't for these rules, bro. It's just that simple. It's not no knock.
Yes, of course,
you know what I mean?
But like that's with a number of these players. Like you could say the same thing about. Let's talk about the foreign players that they opened the door for that Adam Silver was talking about. Like Luka Doncic. He wouldn't be as great in that previous era.
Luka cold, Jokic. Fam.
Luka is cold.
Like, he cold. Like, Luka, he don't play. Listen, this is the thing with Luka, right? Like, I'm not a fan of his whining, but the cat played against grown men since he was like 13. There's a reason why he moves slow and can still do whatever he want to do. That brother is cold. Like, he cold. He just cried. Right. He a crybaby. But Luka cold, dog.
You're right. But Luka's style of play is not real team ball.
It's not, but he cook anybody. Even them old school dudes. Like,
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is Luka plays more just a one-on-one type of game. And if he was to play in the era prior, they would take the ball out his hands and have him play more of a traditional shooting guard, small forward type of role.
No, you're right.
Not that he wouldn't be still a good player, but he wouldn't just have the ball in his hands the whole time.
No, you're right. I mean, I'm just saying.
And same thing with Jokic.
Yeah, Jokic, he wouldn't. I don't think he would be. I think Luka would fare better than Jokic because Jokic, you gotta.
Yeah. They both would have issues though because they don't play defense. Like they would get cooked on a more regular basis. Like you put Luka in that era with Kobe and D Wade, T Mac. Like
Luka getting his with them. Just as much as they getting theirs, they gotta guard him too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
yes.
And Luka is physical when that's a strong dude, man. You're not right.
Yes.
He can move you. Like Luka is not no small guy. He cold.
I'm not saying that he is, but what I'm saying is it would be more of a liability for him not playing defense.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only thing is defense. Because offensively,
because in this era, he's shown that he can get away with not playing defense to a degree. He got to the finals not playing defense. He's been one of the best players in this league not playing defense.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I'm just saying, like, my only pushback is there are certain guys that can play in any sector of basketball and be cold. Like,
right,
there's certain dudes, you know what I'm saying? He's one of them.
Yes. Offensively, he's one of them. Isolated to that. Offensively, he's one of them.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, in that previous era, the point guard is setting it up and he's trying to get him the ball. So Luka's gonna have to play. He will have to learn how to play more off ball.
Yeah, that'll be where his issue. Everybody gonna have certain issues, you know what I'm saying? But
right,
you know, it is what it like. You know, it is what it is. I mean, so do you want to get to these transactions?
Yeah, we can get to the transactions.
So you know what I'm saying? I know we going through this, but you know we working with a time frame here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah, I got every single trade pulled up, but we only going to focus on the big ones. All right. So as I'm gonna just start from the beginning of this. First one, this really wasn't at the trade deadline, but I don't remember us talking about it. Trae Young getting traded to the Wizards.
We didn't talk about it. I think
Trae Young
for
CJ McCollum
with that too now.
Well, I mean, I was going to get there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Trae Young to Washington for CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert. Mm-hmm. But anyway, the whole thing was Trae Young going to Washington. The big hoopla with that because Trae Young came out publicly and said he wanted to go to Washington. And I think that was mainly because the GM that drafted him is now over there, or whoever it was that had a lot to do with him getting drafted to Atlanta is now over there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but Washington is a team that plays hard. You can't beat them easy, but you can beat them. They one of the worst teams in the league record-wise for a reason, but they got a lot of young talent.
That's not going to be the case next year. They're not going to be at the bottom of the East next year.
I don't think they're going to be at the bottom of the East. I don't think they're going to finish at the bottom of the East this year if he plays. Because
the thing is this, right, with the Wizards. And I looked at it, and I don't even want to, like, because we all know this has been the if game since 2021. So, I mean, at this point, you know, I mean, you want to say if with AD, but it's like, bro, he ain't going to be healthy. But the thing is, you got to say it. If AD is actually AD in that Wizards uniform with Trae Young and then Sarr, that team is going to be a problem, fam. That you ain't about, the Washington going to be a problem, dog. In the East, that's going to be a big problem. You know what I'm saying? We have to wait. Be nasty with them.
Yeah. I mean, I just have no. I have an AD. I have no confidence whatsoever in this dude.
No, I agree.
Even when he suits up and he's considered healthy enough to play, I still have to question what version of this dude is going to show up.
Listen, I agree with every word you're saying here, but the thing is this, though. The fact of the matter is, he is on the roster. He has to be mentioned. And the thing is, he is a good mentor for Sarr, though. I think maybe they did that for Sarr because they got a similar build.
But he came out and said something about, like, he's not sure if he's going to want to stay there for the next year. Like,
was that a real post?
I seen
I didn't see it
on like one of the official pages. I think it was like on Bleacher Report or something like that.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah, so like he supposedly said all of that. So I mean, look, am I surprised at anything that comes out his mouth? No, because AD, like, to me, I can't even say he's motivated if he has a roster that can potentially compete for a championship because of what he did with LA when they had their chance. Not the bubble year, but like after that. Like, I still haven't forgotten that month where it's the playoffs and he has a game where he shows up and dominates, and then he has a game where he just looks like he's running around.
Where it was like one game 40, the next game is another one game 30.
So I mean, look, they need to investigate that with the parlays and stuff like that. Like all that, they need to investigate that because that's some very strange behavior. That's a very strange behavior. And then how fragile this dude is. Like, seeing that last injury, it didn't even look like it didn't even look like it was nothing that was threatening, but it looked like his hand just maybe brushed up against the body and it said, okay, let's break. No,
I didn't. Some of this stuff, man, like, that's the thing with AD. So it's like, I feel like in my head, when I'm thinking, it's like, why would you trade for him? I'm thinking, well, it's probably the mentor Sarr. But if AD don't want to play ball, then it's a pointless move. You know what I'm saying? Because he probably don't want to be mentoring folks. You know what I mean? But It is a good mentorship for Sarr because they're similar in size. So I mean,
the team looks good on paper.
This is 2K
for they
team.
Three
this
players.
Is 2K team.
Yes, they look good on paper, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't expect much from Anthony Davis. But if they really about having Trae Young be there and be with the team and Sarr and with them young players, next year Atlanta will not be at the bottom of they're gonna be potentially fighting for a play-in, maybe I would say 10 through 6. Could be their landing spot.
If you got a champion over there and then the dude that was in the conference finals, they should be further than that. You know what I'm saying? With the cash, with them two. In the East,
yeah, but like you know the reason why.
Like the
just said the reason.
Like, I know, but I'm just saying, like, you should be further than that. Now, you know what I mean?
Of course, but like, that's conditional.
Yeah.
With the biggest elephant in the room.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then the next trade on the list was this ain't a big names involved, but it involves the Pistons, so I figured we can talk about it since that's the hometown squad.
Yeah.
3-team trade. Pistons receive Kevin Huerter, Dario Saric, and the 2026 first round protected swap via Minnesota. Chicago gets Mike Conley and Jaden Ivey, and Minnesota just gets cash considerations.
Well, you know Conley going back to Minnesota, right?
Yeah, Conley already went back to Minnesota, so
already.
This is just
suspicious about that.
Well, I mean, Chicago could have kept him.
There ain't nothing funny about that.
Chicago could have kept him. Chicago could have kept him. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Chicago could have kept him, but they chose to waive him. I mean, and they still got a bunch of guards, but they chose to waive him.
Chicago, they doing a special kind of tanking.
They have sense of direction right now.
Bro, they trying to lose every game. Like, I think, like, you know what I mean? They trying to lose every single game, bro.
But anyway, I brought this trade up to talk about the Pistons. Kevin Huerter and Dario Saric, pretty much to replace Jaden Ivey. This was a move that said, let's get size.
I'm not mad at it.
But it's not a move to me that addressed the need that I felt the Pistons have, which is they need somebody else that they can just give the ball to that can get their own shot. And right now, outside of Cade, when I look at that team, the only player that's somewhat capable of doing something like that, and it is on a very limited basis. And it's on a very limited basis. But the only other player on their roster that I look at that is capable of if you just dump it down to him and let him go to work, he might be able to get you a bucket, is Tobias Harris.
I mean, look, we all know the Pistons' issue. I mean, maybe I'm gonna say this. Maybe they tried to do some things, just didn't, because I feel like they didn't want to. This move said we're not trying to get into the core here. You know what I'm saying? They just want to. They don't want to. I've been telling you, like, I don't want to cut into my core. You know what I'm saying? But I think they could have got Simons though. I think they could have made a move for Simons. I don't know if they tried to do it.
Right. I mean.
Move for him.
Yeah, but but they still
I'm not mad
number one
at
in the
pieces
East
though. Like Sarge
they
not
still.
trash.
I mean,
and Herder not trash.
Sarge and Herder, they going my bad. Herder. I mean, we need to see them when they get chemistry with the team, but we know that Herder was on that same team with Trae Young when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Herder not garbage.
He was a key. He was a key contributor for that team there too. So Herder can have his moments.
Yeah, I mean, we got pieces that's solid that should be able to fit in to what we doing. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to make a big splash. You know, every time you can just make some tweaks. You know what I'm saying? And they both score better than Ivy do. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know, that's my thoughts on that.
All right, and then the next trade. Between Utah and Memphis. Utah gets Jaren Jackson with Jock Landale, John Conchar, and Vince Williams Jr. Memphis gets Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, aka Slow Mo, Taylor Hendricks, and Georges Niang. And three future first round picks.
Yeah, I'm surprised by the Jaren Jackson move, dog, because from what you were saying, they were supposedly building around this brother.
That's what they was talking about. They was going to build around him, but we see that that died quick. Like they said that, and then it was like, okay, look, what are we doing? Like, we gonna keep Ja. Gonna keep Ja.
They trade him in the offseason, bro.
And I don't think that keeping Ja was their choice. I just think they just kept Ja just because they couldn't get nothing for him. Like, what's his name came out and said that Ja has negative value. Like, don't nobody want him, not just because of his off the court stuff from a couple of years ago, but his injury proneness for the past couple of years.
This is an example when because there's no reason for a guy like Ja with his talent. If Anthony Davis got trade value, Ja Morant can have trade value, man. I don't want to hear all that, dog. Like, this is an example of when, you know, you make too many mistakes and then they put a narrative out. Because this is just a narrative. Ja Morant affects winning. And when he's healthy, he affects winning. Point blank, period. They trying to, like, the media can spin things to make you look worse than what you is. You know what I'm saying? Ja Morant been relatively quiet for the past few years, so now they trying to, it's his injuries. Well, why would you say that? You got this guy Anthony Davis running around here still getting traded and picked up and all kind of stuff, and this dude is never available. Are you serious? You got Kawhi Leonard out here who pick and choose when he want to play, yet, you know what I'm saying, he's still got, are you serious? It's some other stuff going on when it comes to, it gives me Carmelo Anthony vibes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, whatever, man. Like, Ja Morant, he's valuable still. So, we ain't going to do that. He's still valuable.
Yeah, there's going to be some team that's going to take him. They're going to take him and they're going to make him earn his way back up. They just don't want to pay top dollar for it. That's what it's going to be. At least that's what I think.
That's one thing, but to say he don't have, just to say negative, bruh, like, come on. I heard him say, I'm like, you serious? Whatever, man. Like, cut it out.
Right, yeah. I mean, because you're not talking about basketball no more when you say that. So, but yeah. Probably the biggest move of the deadline.
Oh, yeah, we already know.
James Harden to Cleveland for Darius Garland and a future second-round pick. the writing kind of been on the wall that Darius Garland was out the door in Cleveland.
Was it?
So, yeah. It's kind of been on the wall to me. Like I always felt that if Cleveland was gonna make a move, Garland was gonna be the first one that they move, and it's part of the reason because you can't have, well, at least at the time, you couldn't have two starting your backcourt cannot be that small and expect to win series against big teams like the Celtics and the Knicks and now the Pistons. You can't expect to have that small pairing and think that you're going to get past Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and think that you're going to get past Cade Cunningham and Ausar Thompson or Ron Holland or pick one. Pick one, that whichever one that plays, they're going to be bigger than them. The Knicks, yeah, Brunson is there, but everybody else got size.
Right.
Bridges, OG Anunoby got size. Then you got Josh Hart with his hustle out there. You know, like you're not gonna win a series relying on the two smallest dudes that's gonna be on the floor. It'll be one thing if you had two Allen Iversons, but you don't got two Allen Iversons. You got Darius Garland, who he himself, he all right. Like he ain't the best thing, but he all right. And Donovan Mitchell, before Cleveland, I was kind of saying the same thing about him, just a little bit better way of saying it. But Cleveland jersey definitely did something to him because he's a little bit different over there in Cleveland. In a better way, he's different.
So my question is,
but he's still 6'1".
My question is this: I hear all that. James Harden don't change nothing, bro.
No, if the only thing that James Harden does is what he brings to that team is the ability to be somewhat of a real point guard. That's what he brings to that team. A floor general. That's what he brings to that
Harden?
team.
Floor general?
James Harden.
That's a strong. A floor general is Chris Paul. That's a floor general.
No, I'm not calling him one. I'm saying he has some of that in his skill set. He has some of that in his skill set because James Harden shown in the past that he's not only a willing passer, but he's going to look to pass. He's shown that in the past. And that was part of what he wanted to do with OKC before they traded him. And then when he went to Houston and he became the whole beard and everything like that. But then like when they tried the whole Kyrie and KD experiment in Brooklyn, that was his role and he was cool with it. He was like, oh yeah, I'll be the point guard and I'm going to give it to Kyrie and I'm going to give it to KD. So that's the only element that the Cavs get out of this deal. Outside of that, he still is. I do not expect him to show up when it matters the most.
I don't. I'm like, I don't know if I would have made that move. Because it's like, well, we didn't improve.
I think it makes them better for the regular season, but it doesn't make them better when it matters.
Right. So it don't make them better then. Because when it matters and this guy doesn't show up, or everything is good with James Harden until it's not, dog.
Right. And he out of shape too. Like he still look out of shape. Like he don't look like he does any conditioning.
Yeah, I mean, that's another look, man. With James Harden, I see, James Harden, he does this all the time. Bro.
Right.
But the thing, James Harden, I'm not taking away from him. He cold on the offensive end, one of the better scorers to play. But whenever
another player that benefited from the rules,
whenever he gets into one of his funks, bro, it's a wrap. And we know that.
Yep. Now probably a sleeper trade. The Celtics get Nikola Vucevic, and Chicago gets Anthony Simons. And the only reason why I'm calling it a sleeper trade is because Vucevic's skill set, he does rebound the ball.
Oh, you sounded different on the airwaves, dog. I can't believe you said this after what you said to me on the WhatsApp.
No, I don't like Vucevic. I don't. But when I think about the way the Celtics want to play, Vucevic makes it possible for them to do that because he's another big man that can stretch the floor and shoot. He's kind of like filling that Al Horford role for them, except Vucevic don't defend at all.
Al Horford
he don't defend at all. But what Al Horford did was he did stretch the floor. He was capable of shooting from the outside. Vooch can do that. He was doing that since his Orlando days. Al Horford, does he fight for the rebound better? I would say yeah, but that's partially because Al Horford was kind of undersized anyway. Vucevic is actually like 7 foot, I think. And so it could be a little bit easier for him. I mean, because if you look at his stat lines throughout his career, he's a walking double-double. He's a walking double-double game in, game out. But my problem with Vooch is he don't defend the paint. And just like James Harden, when it counts the most, you be looking for him to do something, and he don't do nothing. The only reason why I called it a sleeper is because it helps Boston remain who they are without costing them anything. Now, what do I think they would have been better if they would have just kept Simons and gave him more minutes? Absolutely. I think they would have been better if they would have just gave Simons more minutes. But with them not having a big, I can understand why they would try to go for a big. Vucevic just wouldn't have been my choice.
Right. I mean, look, you know, I don't have this thing. I'm not gonna say you have this thing. I don't dislike Vucevic as much. He's a solid fill-in guy from when you find an actual center that you want. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna mess the game up. Right.
And that's what I'm saying, because Boston, they don't have that answer right now. They don't have that answer to the center question. So Vooch buys them time. Yeah. And theoretically, Vooch is going to be better for them during the season than what Porzingis was. It's just that Porzingis, when he was healthy, it just happened to be at the perfect time because he was the critical reason why they won their last championship to a degree.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing his thing, Kristaps, but I don't know what's up with him, dog. So
right now, this next trade, I didn't think that they was going to do this, but they did it. So Indiana traded away Benedict Mathurin and Isaiah Jackson. They got Zubac in return and some Kobe Brown cap. I didn't think that they was going to trade away Mathurin. I thought that
I didn't hear about that move. I must have overlooked that one.
Yeah. So I didn't think that they was going to trade away Mathurin. I thought that Mathurin was going to be a pacer for at least another year, so they can get Halliburton back and whatnot. And he can, but Zubac, it's not a bad move. But like Zubac is just like, okay, he's a temporary answer, kind of like what we just said about Vooch, except with like a little bit lesser skills, a little bit lesser shooting.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Benedict, you're going to end up eventually have to pay Benedict, though. Eventually. You have to pay him eventually, bro. So, I mean.
Right. So, so now Tyronn Lue has Darius Garland and Benedict Mathurin.
They look like they starting to head into like, okay, we going to start setting up pieces for the rebuild. That's what it's looking like for me.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And then one of my favorite moves, because it gets a player that I've been wanting to see in a different, environment. But the Warriors trade away Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield to Atlanta. And Atlanta trades Porzingis to Golden State.
Pointless
I'm
move.
excited. Huh?
Pointless move for Golden State.
Well, but like I'm excited for Kuminga because I want to see what Kuminga looks like outside of that system of let's just set a bunch of screens and set the shooters up to shoot threes.
That is facts.
I want to see Kuminga in more of a. I was hoping that he was gonna go to the Heat. Was
that even on the menu?
I believe it was. I was hoping that he would have went to the Heat because I know Spoelstra would have used him better than this.
Wouldn't he get in the way of? Well, nah.
Who's over there to get in the way of?
I was about to say Bam, but they use Bam a different way.
They use Bam like Bam. They play him at the center, bro. The center / power forward. I
feel like they play similar almost. Not like
so.
They just a small team, Miami, bro.
Yeah, and Kuminga ain't no little dude. Like Kuminga, he like 6'7", 6'8", something like that. You know what I'm saying? And he attacked the rack. You know what I'm saying? So I would have loved to see him go over there to that team. But he's in Atlanta. Let's see what Snyder can do with them. And Atlanta, like, they young and they can run and they can be athletic and whatnot. That's kind of like perfect for Kuminga to a degree, because he wanted to run and attack the basket anyway. So, or like he got more game to him than what Golden State advertised. And then I seen something so stupid like Golden State. Yeah. Golden State was talking about like they was talking about somebody in
it's a food situation.
Family. Yeah,
a food situation.
What is why
they trying to do something? That's when you know that they don't have. There's something personal going on between Kerr and Kuminga. We will probably never know what that is. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. But there's something personal between them, and it ain't that.
Anything personal against Steve Kerr, I'm starting to believe will be valid. Because for Steve Kerr, look, bro, I'm just saying this because he himself, like, you can't hide behind Steph Curry's shadow forever. Like, your coaching abilities is being put on display right now as we speak. Your coaching abilities is being put on display right now as we speak. And we seen your coaching abilities in the Olympics when you refused to play like Tatum and who else? Oh, Drew Holiday made the team before Jaylen Brown. Make that make sense. You know what I'm saying? like it's just so many things. And then like we were struggling to beat teams.
I know. That was crazy. I'm like, yo, are you serious? I mean,
so his coaching ability is being put on Front Street.
It's been on Front Street for real. It's been on Front Street though. To be honest.
Right. So yeah. So look, once Steph Curry retired, the best thing that he can do, go ahead and hang it up and be like, look, I had me a great career coaching and all this other stuff. You can just ride them coattails of Steph Curry.
He's going to the Hall of Fame, bro, as a coach. You do know that, right?
Yes,
he's going to the Hall of Fame. Like he is. Right. Like he is.
But in your personal opinion, when you talking X's and O's, is he a Hall of Fame?
No.
All right.
Not even close.
We in agreement. we in agreement. We in agreement. But anyway, so yeah, that's all the trades right there.
All right. Yep. So I mean, that'll be. I guess that's it for today's show, right?
Yeah, that's it for today. Next week we can hit it again. We'll have a list of subjects ready for next week, and
we can we'll 4 o'clock a week.
Yeah, I mean, there's always something happening. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to have something else to talk about by that time. Oh, I already have it in my head. Because I wanted to do a touch on hip hop a little bit.
Mm-hmm. We can.
Because somebody else is deciding to step back outside again now, and dropping mixtape, and then dropping the album, and then seeing all of that, and then something came across my feed in a versus battle. They brought two people's names up and folks was giving their opinion. I have my personal opinion on it. I know I'm unorthodox and I don't follow the popular route. But
go with that.
But they brought up who would win in a 20-track versus T.I. or Lil Wayne. And I said, T.I. fits my style. He was my favorite. But Wayne, he has more hits to choose from.
Yeah, see, this the problem when it comes to this. Before we slide, the thing is this. It depends who's picking these songs, man.
Right.
You can have a big catalog, but if you pick it, it's like playing cards. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You can have a catalog. T.I. don't got no small catalog, fam.
Right. And that's what I
mean, like, T.I. he got some heat.
And that's what I was saying. I was saying, if we just picking 20 tracks, they both got that to pick from. And
you can debate. T.I. got better radio hits.
And in my personal opinion, I like T.I.'s lyrics better than Wayne's.
T.I. cold, dog. T.I.
right.
Cold.
And so I was, we can dwell into that next week, though.
Yeah,
we can dwell into that. I figured next week we can dwell into that, and you can, we can talk about how cold it is outside, with the new stuff going on. Because ever since the mixtape and then the album drop, I figure if you're gonna listen to it now, you got time to listen to it. And because it's been 50-50 straight down from what I've been hearing from every people's review, but then like the Game came out and said something about it, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Matter of fact, I'll just read it to you right now, just to have like a little like teaser. But for J. Cole's new album, the Game said his lyricism is undeniable, but his delivery is boring and the project is too long. No standout tracks other than the DMX sampled beat, which Moneybagg Yo sampled a few years ago and did it far better. He can ride around in that car all year as if he's the monks walking. But sir, we are not putting it on repeat.
Okay, okay.
So
all right, okay, yeah, we just talk about games because this is the same dude that got.
I feel like this is
right,
yeah. I know you can let loose, so just
That's like you serious? I mean,
we just gonna stir the pot, because like for me personally, okay, like we just gonna talk about it next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I'm saying, like,
the people can't see your facial expressions right now, so
like,
hey,
the Game can rap, but I mean, bro, like, your best project was when you had Dre and 50 with you. After that,
right,
straight torpedo downhill, brother. Like,
right,
right,
yeah.
So, I mean, whatever, man. Like, whatever.
But that's it for the show. For today, look out for that. We teasing you, letting you know what's coming on the next episode already. Don't sit behind or don't sit in front of any enemies on Delta flights. Don't do that at all.
Yeah, that was silly, man. I'm like, what are they doing? Like, I was like, get out of here, man. Like, dog, they tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the F is this?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
All right. I know you gotta get up for work and all that.
So yep. Gotta hit the sack.
All right,
then, y'all. So be easy.